Alright, hello, let's start
the seat
another
from which her
episode.
sovereign...
Good. Now, back to the task at hand. Thanks to the Wolfguard's efforts, we now know that there is a dangerous political movement in Windholm, led by a dwarven priest named Arrakis.
Alright,
Furthermore, the soul vanishing Skadar observed is real, and it's a group of rogue dark elves, led by a masked woman, who are responsible for it. And there are hints that it's connected to the God of Light.
yes.
This means that there are 3 questions we need to find answers to. 1. Who are those sleepers? 2. Who or what exactly is the God of Light, and how does it plan to enter our world? We hardly know anything about it. And 3. How do we deal with High Hierophant Arrakis and his movement? The last thing we need when facing an ancient god is an empire of crazed dwarves.
Shouldn't the Royal Army take over now that we know what we're up against?
On the contrary, the Wolfguard is best suited for any of these missions.
How so?
Because I want to see these matters dealt with as swiftly as possible. Mobilizing the Royal Army would mean a lot of discussions with the other noble houses, for which we lack the time, and I lack the patience.
So you want to make all these issues Nortander's responsibility?
Issues.
What other choice do we have? Do not misunderstand, General Arev. I too would rather focus my efforts on rebuilding the country. But both the matter in Windholm and these masked dark elves pose a threat to our empire. And I will not stand by and hope someone else will take care of this for us.
Your Majesty, regarding Tahar...
I know. You think those sleepers behind the Soul Harvest are responsible for his death.
It's very likely. Tahar was examining the disappearance of a village when the ambush happened. And, judging by a conversation I had with the mortician, the wounds matched the swords of a sleeper.
So it wasn't ex-purity after all.
Probably not.
Well, we shall know for sure once we identify the sleepers and bring them to justice. Another reason to see this through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanna go in the elf area, in the dwarf area as late as possible. With their fire mages and stuff, I wanna be more prepared with better gear when I go there. So let's take other paths if they are available.
Where should we start looking for clues regarding the rogue sleepers?
Well, the first step should be to contact Exalted Father's ambassadors and...
No.
Excuse me?
Dark elven governance is... complicated. Even if we were to send an emissary right now, it would take us moons to even get an answer.
Then what do you suggest?
We reach out to a contact of mine, the leader of the Black Company. He knows all the dark corners of the Dark Elven realm, and I'm sure he can dig up some information on those rogue sleepers as well. With your permission, I'll send a messenger and arrange a meeting in Calabrock.
Calabrock, you can farm. You can farm a bit. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Just to get a big boost, as I'm tired of losing my heroes in... Yeah, that mission with the dwarves, the RTS mission with the dwarves really traumatized me.
You have it. General Arev, you will accompany Skadar and see if this mercenary lord has anything worthwhile to say.
Fair enough. Any ideas where we can find information on the God of Light?
Remember when I told you that I've been following a lead? Turned out this one wasn't a dead end. We already knew that many religions mention the God of Light, albeit under different names.
Oh
There's
yes,
one in
we're
particular
getting
that sparked our interest.
companion
The
there.
Alani.
The tribe indigenous to the Howling Steppes? How can they help us?
Well, unlike other religions, their entire faith revolves around the God of Light. It plays a pivotal role in their culture.
So you want to travel there and find out if they know anything worthwhile, correct?
I think it's worth a try.
Agreed. General Aref, you will travel to the Howling Steppes with a division of your best soldiers and find us some answers.
Understood. All right.
I think it's a
And how do
multiple
we stop
choice
arrogance
quest.
without starting a war?
With the help of someone who is on her way to Greykeep as we speak.
Oh,
We will confer
Cool.
once she is here.
we are getting the dwarf right now. That would be cool.
Someone?
You shall see. It appears that we have a plan. The quicker we follow up on these matters, the better our chances of stopping the rock slide before it crashes down the slope. Good luck, and thank you for all your service. You have done well.
I jumped a level.
Tell me this is a joke, Ambassador. Tell me this is a bloody joke.
I'm afraid not, Commander.
So, joke with blood on it. What a good joke. Alright, Citadel unlocked. Oh, cool. Border Fortress. Yeah, we're in the big league now. What do we need? Anything cool? 5 focus, 50 health. Con 5, con 7, con 3. Con 9. I will probably get to con 9, but it will be very late. Helmet of focus. Right. Let's get this. No, I can wear this. We are level 7, con 7 right now. Okay. This one would be best for later. Let's get this one for later. I will get to con 9 at some point. Right. Yeah, but until then, let's get this one. It's fine. Let's equip it right now. Armor. Get this for now. Use it. This one is better. You get that. It's only third. Okay. Okay. Good. Let's assign some points. So I wanted this. Now let's see where we place them, man. So much stuff. This one will be required probably as an area, right? Range. Just one. It's good for bosses. It's good for bosses. Okay, so I got these. I do want this also. So where is a lot of that, we can revive stuff. Okay, apply. you will get second chance. We need to take this also. Let's see for the last one. Interrupt. Okay. This is good versus undead mages, but in general versus any cast. So we don't really need that interrupting that we have on Raith at all. Apply regenerating, we will need that. It's no problem, the focus is no problem, we have potions if we really need to. No. Cool. Not sure if I'm gonna take that. I'm fine with just the costs. Let's see, area of effect. Okay, so it's the strength of the thing. Alright. Let's give her one free revive at every 2 minutes. Oh, I wanted to get this one also. We can get that next. Alright, you sir, I haven't used you at all. It would be fun to use it one time, I guess. Yeah. I don't know how to activate those hero-based spell bars, you know, that sometimes appear. I actually don't know how to activate that. I would just leave them like that and click them, so I don't have to arrange stuff every time. But yeah. Level 14, level 12, level 14. Yeah. You sir, haven't used you too much. Yeah, good thing about this is that it doesn't cost anything. It lasts a lot of time. Not too much value for that. Even the ring was adding only 30%. So for extra, I don't know, 30 points, 40 points. I'm not sure if it was worth taking that ring. But it would be good for somebody with combat arts, though. Okay, and you. You don't have any taunt. Okay, this one makes it last 20 seconds. Do I want slam? Too many actives. Or should I give him also resurrection? God. Yeah, let's go that way. So both have resurrection. Hope I don't forget about it. I should put this though somewhere in the back. But it is annoying that you have to arrange them at every map, if you ask me. Alright. Okay. Let's ask Jarus about the dwarven contact.
What do we have here?
I've served the crown for 30 years. 30 years! And now she discards me like an old pair of boots?
Of course, man.
The caravan's safety was your responsibility. And by walking off with that recruit, you endangered all of us. I'm sorry. You were only 2 years from your retirement either way. And the incident will not impact your pension. The Crown will not let you...
Go to hell!
General, is there anything I can help you with?
He's too old and he got careless. Okay. Yes.
What was that about? Your argument with Commander Reinhold.
Let me check how we are on time. Oh, pretty good. I haven't spent that much time on
The
those
Queen
points.
demoted him for his failure on the Golden Road. She basically sent him into early retirement.
That's appropriate. His behavior endangered the entire division.
I agree. Sauntering about the forest with that recruit, he was careless.
Probably. Yeah, I would have... I am a bit of the military type. But I wouldn't have passed the physical. I had some problems.
What's your story? How did you become ambassador of the realm?
Oh, well, it's not an exciting story if that's what you were hoping for. I'm the son of Jaros de Bros.
The Debreos? The mayor of Greyfell?
Big town. Big town. We spent a lot of time in the other campaign. In the base game.
My path was pretty much paved the moment my parents found out that I was gifted. A royal mage took me under his wing, and I joined the university when I was only 15 years old, where I studied the 5 languages, history, diplomacy, and magic. Since I wasn't an exceptional mage, but performed quite well in other disciplines, my father suggested that I pursue a career in politics, as he had done. That I did, and here I am, 13 years later, and ambassador of the Queen.
Yeah.
You speak all of the 5 languages?
More or less, yes, though my elven and Empyrean have gotten a little rusty.
28 winters and ambassador of the Queen. That's impressive.
Thank you. What about you? How did you join the military?
It's like we are establishing our origin story here.
Well, my parents didn't come from much. I worked my way up.
And now you're here, General of the Wolf Guard. I admire that, General. I truly do. Either way, is there anything else I can assist you with?
What are your thoughts on all this? The dwarves.
I wish I knew. Truth be told, in my experience, it's best if you don't think about these matters too much. Their causes, their implications. Instead, you should focus on what you can do about it. This is how I approach most aspects of life. Act, don't brood. Also, I fully trust Her Majesty, and since she has put her faith in you, I do the same.
I'm flattered. Has our dwarven ally arrived yet?
Not yet, but we have received word that she passed the Gates of Kings 2 days ago. In other words, she will arrive soon. If you'd be willing to wait, I could arrange a conclave right after she arrives.
No, we need to check the blackboard.
Let me get back to you. There are some things I need to take care of first.
Of course.
Alright. We will do that without the... I think we are keeping the mercs until the end, because we are not getting as many companions. So we will need to have
Stay close.
the 2 mercs also, I think. Not sure anymore, but yeah, I don't think we are getting anybody else. So we are getting the druid, we are getting the dwarf, and if we are getting anybody else, I totally forgot. So let's see. I wanted to... Oh, we have some things to talk about over here. Let's do that. Issue is I don't want to wait for 2 days. Maybe this will get solved if we are doing one of the side quests. We'll have to see.
Out of the way. What's this?
General.
Oh. More talking.
How come you don't have a dark elven accent?
My accent? Oh, I lost it ages ago. When I moved to that remote village where I conducted my studies. They had their own dialect.
What's your take on our companions?
Why?
Because I value your opinion.
Sorry, but I don't like these kind of conversations. I'm sure you're capable of forming your own opinions.
I'd like to learn more about your craft. Mysticism.
Such as?
You said that you can feel souls. How is that possible?
Hard to describe. Though I think it's an ability every mage could learn. I've always had it. Just imagine, the sea. The sound of the waves. If you live near the shore, you'll probably become insensitive to it eventually, to the point where you can't even hear it anymore. It's similar with the Tapestry of Souls. Most people have the ability to sense it, but they've grown numb to the stimuli. That never happened for me.
So what you're saying is you can hear the presence of a soul? A flame?
Plural, but yes. To stay within the metaphor, when the vanishing first happened, it was as though somebody dropped a stone within a perfectly unmarred sea. I know that may sound a bit vague, but it's hard to explain to somebody who has never seen the tapestry at all.
It caused ripples, that's what I cut off.
What does my soul look like?
Strong. Bright. White, somehow. It's a solid flame. Not as impressive as the flame of someone like Tahar, but nonetheless remarkable.
You mentioned that there is more than just one reality.
That is correct.
How come I haven't heard about this?
Probably because the other realities don't affect us. I mean, think about it. Yes, there are millions of other realities out there. Some very similar to our world, others where the principal kinds or the guardians don't even exist. But how does this impact us as individuals? Yes, the scholarly aspect is exciting.
That's strange,
but that's
man.
about it.
God damn
I
it.
think that's also
Took
the
me an
conclusion
hour.
the Hibernians came to eventually. They extensively researched the matter for hundreds of years, and then just stopped.
What do we know about the reality the God of Light comes from?
Not much, I'm afraid. Hopefully that'll change soon.
If the God of Light can enter other realities, couldn't we too?
In theory, yes. In practice, however, I doubt that organisms such as ourselves would survive such an attempt. We talked about this, but the Hibernians spent a lot of time trying to transport living beings into other realities through minuscule fractures in the veil. However, everybody they attempted to send through died instantaneously. It's ironic if you think about it, isn't it? There's an infinite number of worlds right behind the veil, yet we're stuck on the other side of the looking glass.
Let me ask you something else. Could you tell me more about yourself?
What is it with all the questions, General Erev? I don't mind, but I don't really see the point.
Because I'd like to get to know you better.
Is that so? Well, ask.
What was your profession back when you still lived in Lar?
Intelligence.
What?
Right. You wouldn't know. Dark elven children are taken from their birth parents at the age of 4 and are given a concoction that wipes most of their memory. Then they are sent into the communes, giant buildings where they live until they come of age, with hundreds of other children who were born the same year. These are their brothers and sisters, whereas the Exalted Father and his queen become their parents from the time they enter the commune until they come of age.
Assurance of loyalty.
The Exalted Father becomes their actual father? That's mostly symbolic, isn't it?
Symbolic, but deeply imprinted into their brains.
Your son didn't grow up in a commune, though, did he?
No. We lived in a village near the border where laws weren't that strict. Also, being influential, as I was back then, allows different options when it comes to the upbringing of your child.
Figures. They wipe their memory? In other words, dark elves don't know their birth parents?
No. And reaching out to your child while it's still in the communes is a punishable crime. You'd also be wasting your time, because once your child has been given the concoction, you're no more than a stranger to him or her anyway.
Just noticed he's with the back turned. Usually they turn back to you when they are speaking.
To what end, though?
To weed out the weak from the strong, and to determine which caste the child is most suitable for. Intelligence, strength, endurance, etc.
So they are raised and educated in the communes.
By the overseers, yes. though they don't intervene too much apart from training and teaching them. The idea is to let the pack, the children of each generation, develop their own hierarchy and dynamics.
Like small armies.
Throw them into a pit and see who comes out on top.
Well said.
And the parents agree to this?
Well, they don't bake cakes and throw confetti to mark the occasion, but yes, they agree. The communes are an inseparable part of dark elven culture. And, albeit at a cost, they work. The communes provide every child with the same chance. That's more than can be said about Finon Mir or Nortanda culture.
Strength, intelligence, and endurance. So Dark Elven society is divided into castes.
Yes, the entirety of which constitutes the realm. Speech rules, strength fights, and wisdom preaches.
And what happens to the weak?
Depends. Most of them just end up in endurance, doing farmer's work. Others die.
Interesting. And you were assigned to the intelligence?
Correct.
What's the purpose of the intelligence?
Oh, my
To
bad.
study magic?
To gather knowledge and explore magic, yes. Did you ever marvel at all the constructs, demons, and creatures that make the Exalted Father's army such an impressive force? They wouldn't exist without the intelligence. Certainly, spending most of your life in dank laboratories may not be as glamorous as fighting for glory on the battlefield, doing nifty politics and attending conclaves, or holding masses in front of hundreds of lost souls. But if it weren't for the intelligence, the Exalted Father's empire wouldn't be what it is today. Not at all.
I can imagine. And your mission was to study the nature of life and death?
And the nature of reality, yes. I have to say, if there is one thing I miss about the time before my exilement, it was the Dark Elves' appreciation for magic and knowledge. Not even Kalea's universities can hold a candle to the sanctum of the intelligence in Karlabrock.
I'm not going back, guys. I would have to skip to a lot of dialogues and maybe not even find that.
What made you leave the Dark Elven
Right.
Empire?
Long story. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
How is Dark Elven culture different from Nortandian culture?
In just about every aspect. Dark Elves value the collective over the individual. Hardship over pleasure. Self-control over displays of emotion.
What do you think about it?
Good question. I used to be an avid advocate of Dark Elven culture. But now that I've lived abroad for a while, I can see why most foreigners demonize us. Slavery, sacrifice, demonic incantations. It's easy to write the Exalted Father off as the epitome of evil. The truth is, however, somewhat more complex. Karlabrock's system may be brutal, but it works. Better than most societies, for that matter.
But at what cost?
Society always means compromise. I don't think the Exalted Father rejoices in the suffering some of his servants have to endure. The only reason it seems evil to you is because you come from a different culture that values different ideals.
Is there anything you miss?
I can't say. Ever since I left, I haven't really looked back.
How do you feel about being in exile?
I don't know. I suppose part of me misses having a sense of home, roots. But there's no point dwelling on the past. It is how it is.
Indeed.
Let me ask you something else.
Nothing else.
Well,
Stop here.
thanks for the insights.
Yeah, I know I skipped those green things. It was by accident, because usually I click everything.
Sure.
Back in Lar, you said that you lost your family to the Bloodburn. Would you like to talk about it?
No. I'm sorry, but I don't see how my personal life is relevant to our mission. I am here because the God of Light is a threat to us all, and I want to see the matter dealt with as swiftly as possible.
Don't you feel easier around people you know?
Of course I do. However, I'm not here to feel easy, but to stop the God of Light from devouring this world.
All right. Up to you.
Thank you. If it's conversation you want, why don't we talk about your past instead? Judging by those nightmares you have, and according to the rumors, your waters also run deep.
Let me check that. Oh, okay, we still have. I'm afraid we will just do some talking in this episode.
Wait. How do you know about my nightmares?
Probably she yells pretty hard.
Well, I'm a light sleeper myself. And it doesn't take a dreamweaver to connect those shouts that came from your tent just before we arrived in La, and a pair of bloodshot eyes to your ominous past.
If by my past you're talking about that incident in Imperia, I have to disappoint you. I don't remember it.
Oh, that's fine. I wasn't interested in the details anyway. I only care about the result. You made a tragic mistake and other people paid the price for it. In the end, that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
I guess. What are you getting at?
I merely want your opinion on a question I haven't found an answer to. Say a person makes a terrible mistake. How can that person be sure he or she won't do it again if confronted with an identical situation?
There are no entirely identical situations.
Well, it was a hypothetical question, but fine. You don't have to answer. Frankly, I think most people are too quick to forgive themselves for their mistakes. It's almost as if they believe that their apologies and regret undo them altogether. They don't. I know it sounds dramatic, but if an innocent ever suffers under your actions, it leaves a stain on your soul. And that stain stays for the rest of your life. Which is good, if you ask me. Some sins don't deserve forgiveness, and some sinners don't deserve absolution.
Are we still talking about her?
So, what exactly are you saying? That I am beyond absolution?
I don't know what you did, so I can't say. I guess what it boils down to is that people who messed up, whoever they may be, would do best not to forget that. And be particularly aware of their actions and decisions.
You're right. People are too quick to forgive themselves.
So you agree? That's a surprise. All that being said, I do approve of the Queen's decision to make you General of the Wolf Guard. It's better to have someone who knows their demons lead us than someone who doesn't. Now let's get back to the task at hand, shall we?
Alright, I'm a bit tired of... But we have to talk to him about
General.
that friend of his.
Did you hear back from the Black Company's leader yet? We still need to find information on those rogue sleepers.
Not yet, but that doesn't surprise me. The man likes to take his time. I suggest we deal with the other matters first.
I'll be going. We'll...
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk to... Okay, so they chose for us. Let's talk to Yria a bit.
General, what is it?
Oh my god. Don't talk. Smash. What? I didn't skip 100 dialogues, man. I clicked everything. But indeed, sometimes I didn't wait for the voice to end. Maybe it's about using space? Oh, because I'm manually advancing them? I don't know.
What are your thoughts on the mission?
Well, we have a plan, don't we? Find out what exactly we're up against before we lunge into battle. Let's just hope all these leads get us somewhere.
Talkie.
I'd like to know more about the Purity Wars, about your fight against Rondar Lacane.
To be honest, I'd rather not talk about it.
How come?
Because it brings up memories that I'd rather leave buried for now. You know, some of the things we saw on that journey. I don't think I'll ever forget them. The smelter. The massacres committed by the Bane. Let's change the subject, all right?
Could you tell me more about the Circle?
Sure. Shoot.
Oh my god, too much. I can't take it anymore. I want some action. I came here for some action, and now I'm
Why
talking.
was the Circle formed?
What, they didn't tell you? My, you really have some catching up to do. Short answer? Because of the Mage Wars and the Purity. First, a mage abused his power in an attempt to overthrow the crown. Then a demagogue turned the table and orchestrated a genocide of everyone with enough magic to light a candle. After we defeated Lacane, it was clear that we could never ever let something like this happen again.
And so the Queen formed the Circle.
Oh, not just the Queen. She and Tahar initiated it. But the idea is for every country on Io to legitimize it as an independent entity representing the face of magic. The orcs have already recognized it, and so have the more here. And once Circle Mage Undergast is done convincing the Everlight Mayor, we'll move on to the Exalted Father.
Mayor.
And later,
Yes.
Kalaya and Zoo.
That's the big
In the long run, we're also not going to stay here in Greykeep. Rowan suggested turning Mullendeer into the Circle's headquarters. But I'm not sure about that. I guess we'll see.
Maybe. Not sure how the story of the conquest of Io stands compared to the rest of the universe. I haven't followed that game.
What exactly is the Circle's purpose? To control the use of magic?
More than that. We're here to give mages across Viara a voice. See, one of the reasons why the Purity Wars happened was because mages just made for such damn good scapegoats. Deviant, potentially dangerous, sometimes ashamed of their nature. You get the idea, don't you?
I do. The ideal canvas for fear-mongering.
Exactly. The Circle is here to prevent that from ever happening again. We represent mages' interests, and we're the ones who will stand up if yet another hate-monger tries to use us for his power games. But at the same time, we also ensure that mages themselves don't abuse their power, as Tahar's father did. Magic can be dangerous, and only a fool would deny that. There need to be laws, rules, and supervision. And that's what we provide.
How were the members of the Circle chosen? You had no ties to the crown before, did you?
Ties to the crown. On the contrary. We might as well have been the ensemble of a Chilean freak show. What we all have in common, though, is that we played a pivotal role in ending the Purity Wars. And that Tahar trusted us. Also, our different backgrounds made us ideal for the role. An elf from Finnenmere, a fire wielder orc, a demonologist from Kalea. The list goes on. The Circle's responsibility is to give a face to magic. And if that face is a fat, perfumed bureaucrat, we'd be back with another mage-persecuting cult in no time. What the Queen wanted for the Circle was people from all walks of life with one thing in common. Magic.
Makes sense. Was Tahar a Circle mage too?
No. Tahar's responsibility was the Wolf Guard. But we worked closely together. Was. Still feels strange to say it.
Who are the other circle mages? There are 7 of you, right?
Yeah. Undergast, Gore, Uram, Iana, Iskrim, and Rowan. And surprise, all of them are out doing fancy things while I'm condemned to confer with nobles all day long. Though, admittedly, that has changed a little since you came here.
Oh my god. Let's go.
Who's Iana?
Long story. Suffice it to say that she's a woman with extraordinary abilities. A dreamweaver. She's currently overseeing the construction of the new Morhir city up north.
Gore is the orc.
Gore. He's the High Chieftain of the Great Tribe, isn't he?
Your struggle is over.
Yeah,
Where is he now?
in Barga Gore, of course, leading the Great Call.
Iskrim.
Scream unknown.
He's the Earthshaper, isn't he? I heard
Earthshaper, archaeologist, shaper enthusiast? Yes. He's up in Wolfgar, digging up bones and dusting off trinkets.
Undergast. I think I've heard that name before. Wasn't he the head of the Creators Guild?
He still is. He's currently negotiating with the Everlight Mayor, Phelan Argyle. They still refuse to accept the Circle.
Uram. Was that the demonologist?
I bet he did. Yeah, he's a demonologist.
Where is he?
In the Scorching Desert, helping the Iron Falcons improve the seal of the Fieldarg tomb.
I remember that.
An endeavor
mission,
long overdue, if you ask
roughly.
me.
Rowan. Should I know him?
I don't think so. Rowan was Isamo Tahar's right hand during the Mage Wars.
Tahar's dead.
Wait, and he's a part of the Circle now? Isn't that a bit contradictory?
It is, but he switched sides after the war and helped us with our fight against the Purity. I still don't like him, though. He's vain and a bit too concerned with his own ambitions for my liking. To be honest, I'm glad he's not in the Keep right now.
Any idea when they'll return?
Once their missions are completed, I guess. And that might be a while.
Couldn't the Queen call the other Circle mages back to help us with our mission?
No, man.
She could,
No.
but I don't think that's wise.
Why not?
Because their missions are equally important. While our mission's purpose is to prevent catastrophe, theirs have to do with restoration. Which is a welcome development, if you ask me. If the only thing the Crown does is prevent the world from falling apart rather than trying to cement its foundations, I doubt this era of peace will last.
Oh,
What's your take on our companions?
Oh, so we're doing the gossip thing? Sure, why not?
a girlfriend gossip. Come on. Then we'll grab a drink, I guess. How do you feel about Raith?
How do you feel about Raith?
Good question. To be honest, there's something about him that, I don't know, makes me melancholic. He tries not to show it, but it's always there. It reminds me of Tahar a little, and that worries me. But if there's one thing I have no doubts about, it's his commitment to our mission. Either way, anyone else?
No, we don't have any others. Would you like to grab
How would you
a drink?
like to grab a drink?
A drink? Why? Do you need to discuss something?
No, I'd
Let's
just like to get to
go.
know you better.
Let's go.
Oh? Well, sure, why not? I could use a breather. So, yeah, sure, let's go. I know a good spot.
Already. Paralana the Conqueror. Yeah, I don't take these things seriously in games, man. Just do it if I'm getting advantages. In this case, I don't think we do.
No way! You're making this up, right?
No, that's what he said. This potion shall grant you the virility of a bull.
Ellen's reigns. Hard to believe that line would work on anyone. But then again, Empyreans are a funny folk. You know, as a child, I always wanted to cross the Sea of Dreams. See all those exotic places the bards always sing about.
What stopped you?
Money, mostly. And now, responsibility. I'm a circle mage. I don't feel like one, and I'm not sure I'm doing a particularly good job at it, but still. I can't just turn tail because I feel like it, can I? People are counting on me.
Say you had crossed the Sea of Dreams. Where would you have gone?
Kalea, maybe? Or Zhu. Ultimately, I don't think the place would have mattered. What I've always loved about the idea of traveling to a new country is that it would have been a fresh start. You know, turning the page, starting over.
Yes.
I know what you mean. Though you always take your past with you, no matter where you go.
Unless you drink a dark elf concoction and you forget everything almost.
I found that out when I came back.
Yeah. Tahar always said the same thing. Anyway, we digress.
Now that you mention it, I've been wondering, what made you stay after the Purity Wars were over?
Good question. Do you know the saying, if everybody would take care of himself, then everybody would be taken care of? That used to be me. But then during the Purity Wars, I came to realize that that's nonsense.
Why?
Because it completely ignores that there are positions of power. If you'd come across a woman being robbed by two highwaymen, you'd help her, right? You'd do it because she probably couldn't help herself, but you could. The more powerful we become, physically or in society, the more responsibility we have. It's easy to ignore that if you've never needed help from someone else. Or in my case, if you've hit rock bottom and fought your way up on your own. Because especially then you think, I didn't get any help, so why should others? But that's a fallacy. Just because you had it hard doesn't mean everybody else should.
What makes you think that you're doing a bad job as a circle mage?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't feel very authoritative, I guess. And honestly, those formal gowns? Ugh. Whenever I have to wear them for a conclave, I feel like a peacock. And don't get me started on the bodices. How some women wear these things voluntarily is beyond me. Then again, out of all the circle mages, I'm probably the best fit for these things. I mean, gore at a royal conclave? Urim? No thank you.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
An excellent job.
Thanks.
But you aren't planning on giving up your position anytime soon, are you?
No, of course not. But enough about me. What about you, General Erev? What drives you? Yeah, you're acting under orders, but I still can't help but feel that this mission is personal to you.
I don't think there's anything that drives me. I'm a general of the crown, and this is the mission I've been appointed to.
Huh. Well, if you say so. Anyway, I had a great time, but we've been talking for over an hour now. We should probably get back to the wolf chamber. I mean, we don't want there to be any gossip, do we?
What do you mean?
I wouldn't mind.
Is that so? See you around, General. I'm glad you joined us.
Alright. Yeah, you can
This way.
cheat with everyone if you want to, but in this round I'll just stick with Yria. We talked a lot. An hour has passed already. Let's take a look at that in the next episode, I guess. Oh, we still had some dialogues with her. Let's finish up.
Yes.
Come on, you can do it.
Keep it
You
up.
can do it. General.
What's this?
General, what is it?
I wanted to check in with you, see how you were doing. Especially after, well...
After we met Tahar's murderer? If anything,
She's
I'm glad that the
fine.
murderer has a face now. Or a mask, in this case. I can't change that Tahar's gone, but I can make sure that the bastards responsible pay.
Are you sure you're okay?
They have a lot to answer for, that's for sure. We'll catch them, Yria. I'll make sure of it.
That's what I like to hear. Now, where were we?
So, tell me a little more about yourself.
Hope it's not a novel.
Personal or professional interest?
Both.
A bit of both.
I see. Well, here's the deal. Ask me what you want, but I get to ask something in return.
All right. Do you miss Finan Mir sometimes? Your homeland?
Not really. Though sometimes there are those nights
I
when I
think
get
she was
nostalgic.
supposed to marry somebody forcibly. She ran away. I'm not sure.
I think
I
of the
might
giant
invent
trees,
stuff
the
right
towering
now.
buildings, and the tranquility. And I wonder what my life would be like if I had stayed there. Though I'm probably just romanticizing the past.
Yes.
Very good at
Probably.
that.
Reality was worse than what you remember. But aren't you asking anything?
What do you do when you're not out in the field or working for the Circle?
You're asking about my pastimes? That's unexpected. I like nature. And I play cards.
Cards? You mean you gamble?
Yeah, I don't condone gambling.
Sometimes, yeah. Not for high stakes, though. It's really just for fun. There are a couple of playing clubs down in Greyfell. You play too?
We should play around
At
sometimes.
times. We should play around someday.
I'm willing to learn.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll let you know the next time I'm heading down.
Well, thanks for letting me know.
Hold on. You're not getting off that easy. My question. Okay. I hope this isn't too personal. Was there ever someone in your life? Like a significant other?
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
Careful neutrality, huh?
Careful not to.
I don't want to pry. Where were we?
Not over here, man. Tell me a bit more about yourself. What are your plans for the future?
What are your plans for the future?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You mean plans as in settle down, get fat with children, and grow old knitting in my rocking chair?
Is that what you want?
Not really. I mean, someday, yeah, but as you might know, in elven terms, I'm barely an adult. Also, I was never good with plans. Things change all the time, so
Don't remember,
what's the
because
point anyway?
there are so many takes on these races. I don't know. So over here they do live long, right? Because in Witcher and in Dragon Age, it's not that. It's not the same.
It really depends. Sometimes plans make sense. Sometimes they don't.
I guess.
Okay, that's it, guys. Let's stop over here, I guess. This was the Talkie chapter. Talkie episode. What was this, 11? I think so. See you next time. I'll check the blackboard. I wanna do that first. If it's on one of those maps, of course we will have to go in a main mission. But if it's separate,